It's mainly DMV matters. We'll conclude by adopting our oversight report, and then immediately thereafter the outstanding minutes. So this is the agenda for today. So let me welcome all of you to this meeting. And on behalf of the committee, I welcome the Director General of the Department of Military Veterans. She is leading a delegation of, let me just see, the team that the DG is present here with is Mr. Siango, the Chief Director of Policy and Research, Ms. Z. Kasamba, Acting CFO, Ms. Ntlabati, Risk Manager, and Mr. Mufamadi, Audit Manager. Welcome to you, DG and the team. And then I also wish to register the apology from the Minister of Defense. She is held up. So the apology is in writing. Let me just look at the apology. Okay, so she is at the Presidential Economic Retreat in Limpopo. It started on the 30th. So that's where the minister is at the moment. May I check if there are any apologies, Prime?
There are no other apologies, Chair.
No other apologies, Prime. Okay, thank you so much. DG, besides the apology that I've just recorded, is there any other apology? DG, is any other apology from the side of the department? Okay. All right, it doesn't look like there's any apology, and I recognize the Deputy Minister and welcome him to the meeting. Good morning, DM.
Chairperson, good morning, and to honorable members of the Oversight Committee, good morning.
Good morning, thank you so much, DM. All right, Mix, I'm not going to waste much time. As I said, it's all DMV matters, starting with the presentation on the audit committee and the internal audit challenges and other matters, related matters, and then followed by the presidential task team. We report, just progress report, and then progress with the amendments to the Military Veterans Act and the Military Veterans Benefit Regulations. The three issues are essentially interconnected, especially the last two. The progress report on the work of the Presidential Task Team, as well as the Military Veterans, amendments to the Military Veterans Act and the Military Veterans Benefit Regulations. Now, without much ado, I will welcome the minister who will just give us his remarks on all three matters. Okay, on all three matters. And then thereafter we'll invite the department to take us through each one of them. DM, over to you, sir.
Honorable Chairperson and honorable members, thank you for the opportunity to present the work of the Department of Military Veterans to the Portfolio Committee on Defense and Military Veterans this morning. The DG of the Department of Military Veterans is in attendance with some of the officials of the department who will help to share information on the items on the agenda. Before we commence with our presentations, Honorable Chairperson and honorable members, I want to plead for an extraordinary accommodation by the Portfolio Committee with respect to item 3 on our agenda, which is a briefing by the DMV Audit Committee and also a report from the internal audit of the department. The DMV Audit Committee is an area of the department's work, which the last time the audits were discussed in February was not manned. The committee was not full strength. The audit committee of the department was not full strength. The situation has not changed as we speak. However, the adverts for the posts of the audit committee of the department were out in the month of May. And we hope to have the audit committee of the department established, up and running, at least within the coming weeks. And we are looking at possibilities of getting this committee working within the next 2 months. And it is because of the absence of an audit committee of the department that the ministry felt that we should not proceed with this item on the agenda because there will be a problem in that the report to the audit, to the oversight committee will not be from the people who professionally and conventionally must be the ones who are presenting the state of health of the department. Nobody else can present that report to the to the oversight committee, but the audit committee of the department. Secondly, honorable members, when we prepared for this meeting, we also established that in the department, the internal audit control committee had no functionaries to prepare a presentation to this meeting. Honorable members would recall that the last time we talked about these matters, we indicated that the department has since appointed the head of internal audits to act as the CFO. And in her responsibility, they had an acting head of audits, and the acting head of audits is Mr. Mufumadi, who it turned out that was reported to be on sick leave for 21 days, and therefore leaving the function without an official to prepare for a presentation to this meeting today. And it was for that reason that the interventions of the DG to have the presentation done by other officials in the department, that intervention, we felt it was inappropriate because the officials who were to make that presentation were themselves the objects of the internal audit in its work, because they belong to programs and they lead programs in the department that are themselves, the subject of the audits that we are talking about. And it was for that reason that we felt that conventionally and professionally, it is a conflict of interest for the report on audits of the department to be presented by the people who are being, audited, or whose work is, controlled by the audit committee itself. Our plea to the oversight committee is that we be allowed to come back with the reports on the audits of the department, with the report of the audit committee that is in office and that is in place and that is working. But secondly, that we have a report of the internal audit committee of the department presented by people who are responsible for the audit, the audits of the department. I'm aware that what we are pleading for does, interfere with the program of the oversight committee today, but we plead that this item out of the three that it be accepted, that it should stand down until we have proper reports to the committee ready and for discussion. That is our request, Chairperson, Honorable Chairperson, and Honorable members from the Ministry with respect to this item. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, DM. That's a request. Do we grant the request, colleagues? Any comment?
Chair.
Yes, Ms. Lehwase.
The request is granted, Chair, but I would request that because we got the agenda before today's meeting, the ministry next time must write a formal letter to the chairperson of the portfolio committee stating reasons as to why we should scrap items of the agenda. Thank you very much, Chair.
Okay, you grant it with that proviso. Thank you so much. Any other? Okay, it doesn't look like there's any objection. Who's that?
It's myself, Chair.
Mr. Mutle, Honorable Mutle.
Yeah, thank you, Chair.
You may go ahead, sir.
Myself.
Come again?
You may go ahead, sir.
Yes, I want to support the Honorable Lehwase with the proviso that a time frame be agreed upon as to when are they coming back to report, because this is an important item that we have identified as the portfolio committee as a weakness within the department. Therefore, it should not fall off the cracks. We need to also agree on a date when possibly are they gonna come back and report on the matter. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. So that's the second rider. So the first rider is that in future, when there is a request like this, would prefer that we be given proper notice, so that we have it in writing ahead of the meeting. I think that is fair. And then the second one is that we have a clear timeline when we would have this matter back on the agenda. The minister, the DM says they will have the body up and running by August. That is in 2 months' time, July, August. So obviously, DM will then place it on the agenda for September month. That if I go by what Honorable Motley is suggesting, all right? So the secretary of the committee is making note of that. Mr. Shulembe?
My hand was not up, Chairperson.
Oh, your hand was not up. I believe I exhausted all the hands on this matter. Okay, there is no objection. All right, so that's how we conclude the first matter. Colleagues, I'm not going to summarize it again because I've already done it. We can then, DM, move to the next two items. Over to you.
Chairperson and honorable members, thank you very much for the understanding of the committee to the plea by the ministry to have the item 3 on the agenda to stand over. The remarks of the committee are noted and are taken to heart. It was indeed a huge inconvenience when we only discovered a day before that the audit committee functionaries, internal audit committee functionaries were not available. And we will ensure that the next time we encounter such a problem, we timeously write to the committee to indicate the challenges that we have. With that said, Honorable Chair and honorable members, I would ask the DG to come in and speak to the report on the progress of the work done by the Presidential Task Team. But before the DG takes the floor, Honorable Chair, I wish to indicate that the Presidential Task Team, as honorable members may have taken note, has been at work primarily to engage with the constituency of military veterans in our 9 provinces. The Deputy President has been pushing very hard to get us to complete the visits to the provinces. What has happened is that in these visits, already what was exposed was the weakness of the work of the work streams under the Presidential Task Team. And the weakness primarily and most importantly has been the poor participation of the provinces in the work streams. And this got exposed as we were visiting the provinces to the extent that one of our visits had to be abandoned in the middle of the meeting because of those poor preparations. We are supposed to go back to that province actually on Thursday this week, which is the province of the Northwest. So I wish to place on record that the visits to the provinces are indeed gaining traction, or are making the Presidential Task Team to gain traction in that the solutions to improve delivery to military veterans that must happen is now being attended to, and the province's participation in the work of the department is growingly, becoming, a reality, and it does help the department's responsibility to improve in reaching out to our military veterans. The matter about the pension that we are supposed to be paying out is what we assist with, the department together with the government, the GPA, government pension, agencies. They are busy working out the administrative and the legal arrangements that we must have in place before work can commence in rolling out this pension. But I must say to the committee that the presidential task team has made us achieve what was going to take a very long time for the department to deliver on, because members would be aware that there are a number of benefits, and the pension benefit is one of them, which the department is not implementing, is not rolling out, because the size of the budget that the department has been functioning with has never allowed the department to implement these some of these benefits. And it is the political intervention of the presidential task team that at long last there is now movement in some of these areas where the benefits were not implemented. With that said, honorable members, I would invite the DG of the department to present the report. Thank you very much.
DM, so that I don't have to call you back again, can you deal with, introduce the issue on the amendments as well, so that we'll then launch into the discussion immediately after the DG's presentation, if you may do that.
Honorable Chair, thank you very much. With respect to work on the amendments to the Act, we have requested assistance, and from the report the department has shared with us is that the two officials were forwarded by the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development to take responsibility for the processes of amending this Act, because as we speak, the department is still without a legal functionary within its management. This has affected the timelines in which, or within which, we had planned to have these amendments dealt with, and most importantly brought to Parliament, piloted in Parliament. The work is awaiting an indication by these two officials from the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development, an indication from them as to the readiness for us to commence with the program that we had set for ourselves. Firstly, to take the amendments to the community of military veterans through their associations, and to confirm the acceptance of the changes and to hear their inputs, and from there proceed to table the amendments to cabinet or in cabinet, and with cabinet having expressed a view on the amendments, table them pilot them in Parliament. So we are waiting to get an indication of the readiness of the team for us to confirm the new schedule of the process that we are going to go through in amending this, in amending the act. That is what I can share with the committee members. If the DG has further details with respect to this matter, I hope she will be able to add to what I have said. Thank you very much, Chair.
No, thank you very much, DM. I think we are done with you, at least for now. I will then invite the DG to give us the presentation on the two matters. The first one is on the progress made by the presidential task team. And then the second one, just to say if she has any comment on what you've just said in relation to the amendment or proposed amendments to the Act. DG, I now invite you to take the platform.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. My apologies, my network has been unstable this morning. Greetings to the members and greetings to the Deputy Minister of Defence and Military Veterans. In terms of what has already been presented by the Deputy Minister, I concur with also the first presentation in relation to the status of audit in the department. As we all know, this is a time of audit, of course, for all departments, including ours. And we, I think, well ahead in supporting the process. And we at least quite comfortable that the unit is also cooperating. Two people are there. It's the risk manager and the internal audit that is acting currently. And they are supporting the process because we must submit as per the deadlines, the issues of the annual financial statements. So indeed, there are two people that are assisting us fully in that unit. And we are quite mindful of the fact that we shouldn't be referees and players. Hence, we have confined the work of the audit to those two people. We cannot have a situation that we have a conflicted activities that are happening in the department. Two people that are here in terms of the names is Ms. Ntlabati and Mr. Mafumadi, who have to work hard to ensure that all the financials that are submitted are also in a credible format. Thank you very much for the presentation done by the DM, and we'll ensure that we work hard to appoint the new audit members in the time frame that has been presented. Coming to the comments done by the DM, I think I support the process in terms of the progress with regards to the Military Veterans Amendment Act. Indeed, we currently ensuring that broader also consultation is happening to ensure that everybody is aware about the process that is going on in terms of the bill being amended. We still welcome inputs from people and from the constituencies as well. And we will be moving with the framework that is going to guide us towards gazetting and ensuring that the whole process goes to cabinet. And I also concur with the comments of the Deputy Minister. Coming to the progress report on the Presidential Task Team report, I think I would not be getting deeper into the issues. Safe to say that indeed it began with the 7 work streams, and we are still working through those work streams. The quite crucial work stream that has made some progress, I think that is important for me to share in the committee. Of course, it is the verification and the database work stream, which is also currently working in Limpopo at the current present moment. And it has made a lot of progress in terms of ensuring that all applicants have been attended to and they've been interviewed, and the work that they are doing migrates back into the departmental database to ensure that we are having a credible database going forward. I think that's one work stream that has also made progress out of the 7 work stream. The other work stream that has also made progress is the work stream on the socio-economic work stream that has dealt with the issue of the pension. I think the pension has traveled quite a journey to where it is today, and it has been approved by the Deputy President. We are currently, as a department, working on internal administrative matters, as it has been raised, whereby we are forging our MOU with the JIPA, which is going to be the institution assisting us in the payments. And also a letter has been written to the minister to submit to the Minister of Finance in terms of concurrence on the threshold that has to be paid to the military veterans. I think that's where we are in terms of that work stream. And the next work stream that is currently also making some progress in the work streams that were designed by the Presidential Task Team. It is the work stream on the heritage memorialization work stream, which has also taken up some work, which is looking at the issues of repatriation and the issues of ensuring that all the fallen heroes that were outside of the country are beginning to be brought back into the country. With regards to the plan of that work stream, it is intended also for us to go around and ensure that we are able to talk to these different countries, as we have also picked up that some of the countries have made monuments with in terms of the graves of those fallen heroes. That work stream is working very closely with the department in ensuring that we're able to achieve that, the task that has been set up for us. The work streams also, I think it's important for me to use the work streams to report. It's going to be the easiest thing for the committee to be able to capture the progress. The work stream that was also established is the organizational design work stream. The organizational design work stream is the one that has to deal with the structure of the department. And currently the organizational design work stream, it is having some challenges, as it also has to work with the new bill. And also we also had to work with the departmental colleagues, and we also have to work with the DPSA in ensuring that we are able to come up with a credible organogram. There were recommendations that were done internally during our internal departmental meetings that we must also appoint a professional organizational design company that can assist us in supporting also the organizational design of the department. That is also work in progress in terms of the appointment of the company, as we have not made the appointment to date. In terms of the other work stream, the socio-economic work stream, which includes the projects of education, skills development and empowerment and health, there's been progress, Chairperson, in that work stream. The work stream has been assisting the department in terms of looking at the thresholds of the bursary support of the department. Engagements were done with Treasury in terms of looking at how we are linked to the thresholds of other institutions, as our threshold that we're paying to the military veterans was seen to be quite low, and we have not done any benchmark over a period of time. The benchmark was done and the proposal was submitted to Treasury to look into it, and Treasury assisted us to say, yes, we can be able to look into the threshold in terms of the CPI, and there was a proposed amount to be provided to the military veterans in the new financial year. That submission will be also pronounced by the ministry as soon as there's concurrence on the threshold. Definitely, the military veterans will be having an increased threshold in terms of the bursary support from grade 7, from grade R to grade 7, grade 8 to grade 12, and also for the tertiary. The tertiary will also be aligned with the threshold that is also given by NEFSAS. The department also provides bursary support to the physically challenged and community of our military veterans. And the schools that they are attending are also paid for by the department through this bursary support. I think it's also important for us to share within this work stream some progress that has been done in terms of skills development and empowerment. The department has embarked on a program with the State Information Technology Agency, which is SITA, to ensure that we automate the programs of the department and all the functions of the department. But parallel to that, it's got other two legs, which also involve the capacitation of the military veterans themselves and the capacitation of the DMV staff, and to ensure that as we are moving towards automating the department, there's a smooth transition from the manual functioning of the department into a technological managed department. There's been a lot of progress in that regard, as military veterans have been trained in different provinces through the partnership of SITA and NEMISA, utilizing the universities as hubs where this training is happening, so that the military veterans can be able to be exposed to the computers, which is one of the important, crucial aspects of the training. To date, we have trained a total of close to 1,000 military veterans in this area. Chairperson, we are also not leaving out other training in the department in relation to the training of security in the Western Cape. Of course, military veterans, 149 of them graduated on the security training, which is linked to the PRASA, a safety security program, and the military veterans are currently employed. The department is also working with PRASA to ensure that the project is rolled out at a national level. In terms of the work stream, the same work stream, which talks to benefits, getting into housing. To date, Chairperson, the housing is quite a challenging area. To date, we have provided close to about 2,131 military veterans have been provided with housing during the period dating back from 2015 to 2022. Gauteng is the one province that is accounting for most of the houses that have been provided to military veterans. The province that is also challenging in terms of the provision of housing is the KZN. Is one of our provinces that we are having challenges in terms of housing, and also in the Northern Cape, we have a very little number of housing that has been provided, and we are looking at ensuring through these presidential visits, we're able to establish what exactly the challenges are and how can the department improve those.
Have I lost the DG? Shilembe, I can't hear you. Maybe the problem is on my side.
No, I'm also, experiencing the same. I can't see, the DG.
Okay.
This has disappeared.
Yeah, I think we lost her. Mm-hmm. DJ, are you back?
She seems to have exited. Perhaps she's trying to rejoin us.
She's trying to rejoin. Okay. All right. So we will wait for her. Is the PLO of the ministry in the meeting? I'm looking on the attendance. Yes, DM.
Chairperson, I am not sure. I've looked at our panel of those who have logged in.
Yeah, it doesn't look
It doesn't look like he is here, but we do have the advisor to the minister in attendance.
yes.
I am sorry, and we apologize for that collapse of the connection of the DG.
Okay.
Mr. Siengo from the department, who is very much involved in this reports of the department, is still in the house.
In the house.
I don't know if Mr. Siengo, you would want to come in and round off the presentation that the DG was making from your side.
Yes, Mr. Siango, maybe just check how far is the DG is, and that if you are comfortable to deal with the last leg of the DG's presentation, then you may take us through. Because she did indicate earlier that she had an unstable connection. I share the sentiment of the DM that in the event that persists, then she is back. I thought I saw her. The reason I asked if the PLO was in the meeting, his name is Sanela Monagala. I was going to ask if he could quickly check what the problem is, but the fellow is not in the meeting. And DM, it's a PLO, parliamentary liaison officer. There was a reason.
That's it.
There was a reason it starts with parliamentary. And so it means that once he works for the department, but is deployed on the other side to be a link, between us and the department. So expect the fellow to be in attendance in all meetings, in fact, where the committee is.
Indeed, Chair, that's what she's paid for.
That's what she's paid for, parliamentary liaison office. Mutumi, please convey the message. I know you're a special advisor, but I'm sure you can just quickly talk to the sector to say we are complaining that we are not receiving a service from the fellow. Not just the presence in the meeting, but this also shows itself up when we have to discuss matters that we think should have been cleared even before we bring them up in the meeting, like the receipt of documents, late arrival of documents. There's a trend now where presentations no longer come to us a week before the meeting. They come few days before the meeting, in some cases on Monday. Colleagues have not complained of that, but it's starting to become a pattern. The rule is that presentations must reach the committee at least 7 days before the committee meeting. But the fellow is not here to receive this information. If that could be conveyed to him, but that is not a reflection on your meeting, DM, not on this meeting. I'm just talking in general. I think the DJ is back.
Indeed, Chairperson, Deputy Minister and members, I'm back. My network is just unstable this morning. I was almost.
How far are you to the end? I thought you were nearing the end.
I'm nearly at the end. I was just on the health part of the work stream. I think the health part of the work stream, the only challenge there is that, which will definitely be addressed through the bill, is the issue of the beneficiaries are not accommodated within the services and the benefits that we're giving. We're only providing it to the main members. And I would love to end the progress report with regards to the presidential task team that was requested from the department. I thank you, Chairperson. I thank the Deputy Minister and the members for the opportunity.
No, thank you very much, DG. And all right, now I open the discussion for the colleagues. I can see that Mr. Maro is not in the meeting. So I think this meeting is going to finish.
Yes. What's happening, Chairperson? What I'm trying to say, Chairperson, you're on record. You're on record, Chairperson.
All right, So the colleagues that I want to speak is Mr. Shelembe. Are you wanting to
Chair,
speak, Mr.
Chair, I want to make a proposal, Chair.
Yes, sir.
Chair, I want to make a proposal that we allow the DG also to cover the presentation on the progress on the Military Veteran Act, and then we engage.
No, she did.
Or maybe I missed out. I only had the Deputy Minister earlier on. All right, it's fine. If she did, then it's fine, Chair.
She did, Honorable Mutle. So she started with the first item on the internal audit and the audit committee, moved to the amendments to the Act, basically concurring with what was presented by the DM, and then dealt with the progress report on the presidential testing. All right, colleagues, you understand my challenge that I cannot see the hands.
Yeah, you can see
okay. Can you look at the list? Who are on whose hands are up?
Mr. Murray is behind you. He's got his hand up.
Oh, Mr. Murray is in the meeting. All right, so yourself, Mr. Murray.
I'm checking on you. I'm checking on you. Right?
I can see that. All right, so it's Mr. Shelembe and then Mr. Murray in that order, please.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Chairperson, maybe I need more clarity because I heard, the DG saying that, well, the issue of the database is like now it's been finalized, is complete. But I didn't get whether she's saying in Limpopo or she's saying, nationally in all the provinces that the database has been finalized. And then two, Chairperson, I'm checking now, one of the work stream that is socio-economic support. With regard to the issue, of the pension, I've noticed, that it's not clear about the allocation of funds should that program of the pension fund kickstart. So if maybe she can confirm that they are ready with the funds, because if I looked, at the APP, I didn't see, the funds, but I only, the increase, which, it's like the normal, not that there's something new to come in. So now, if, she's saying they are ready, what's going to happen now if, my understanding is true that, I have not seen, the funds allocated for the pensions in this 22-23 financial year. Because we don't want, to say when this thing kickstart, and then you find, that there's no money, to pay the pensioners. It's going to be an embarrassment, to the department itself. And then, Chairperson, I'm checking because, she's saying they are like doing well. With these programs. But Chairperson, I'm checking the involvement of the South African Military Veterans Association, because that is the structure that is officially recognized by the department. Also, the South African Cape Corps Military Veterans Association, that is also, a structure that is recognized by the department. I'm checking now, if they say now they are finalizing, the issue of that database, what is their role? Because we don't want that at a later stage, they say now, you are saying you are done, but on their side, they still have some people that need to be attended. Now I'm checking, the coordination or the working relationship that they have with these associations, because it must be sort of integrated system where, all, other stakeholders are given an opportunity to participate in using that database. Chairperson, it's been a concern for years, and also myself, I think also you, Chairperson, you do have a concern. I'm not getting the clear picture now as to why, there is a slow pace, in KZN when it comes to the housing issues. If maybe I can get the clarity, because, especially you, Chairperson, you are coming from there. I've noticed previously that there were sort of like military veterans in KZN, like trying to, to disturb, because they were saying they are not, being recognized. Maybe if we can get the clarity and see how can we help in that situation. It's a province where the chairperson is coming from, and the houses are not, acceded to the military veterans. I think, Chairperson, I will appreciate, I'm not happy at all when it comes to the issue that in that province, I'm not trying to be like, I'm taking the side, but if it's my home province and no, houses are being, given to the people, I would appreciate maybe a Chairperson if, she can explain and what are the, possible solutions to ensure that, the issue of housing for military veterans in KZN are attended as a matter of urgency. Chairperson, I don't know whether maybe I'm like Honorable Mutle, because anyway, he called himself, when you ask who, who, as he said, myself, he didn't say Mutle. I didn't, get well when it comes to the input or, or I don't know how to put it, but when the DG was presenting, I was expecting more when it comes to the Military Veterans Act, those amendments or something, regulations. But Chairperson, you have said, she has touched on it, but maybe for myself and Mutle to be assisted, I would appreciate maybe if she can also touch on that, because one may have some question if she is, touching on the issue of the Military Veterans Act. That amendment, I think it's something that is very, very important, and it has taken long. We need, to engage on it. I'm sorry if maybe she touched on it, but I request if she can, also retouch on it. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
No, that's a fair request. Shalem. It ties in with what Muthe said earlier on. No, it's fine. We'll grant you. Welcome, Mr. Murray.
Thank you, Chair. I've been here about 20 minutes before the start of the meeting, so I've heard your comments.
Sure,
Maybe